Well, since I'm a nepotist, we can start the semifinals with me, alright? Playing against Begil again. You remember we played in the qualifier section. But now we face up again in a best-of-3 series. So Begil is of lower seeds. This was his map pick, which I guess makes sense. When you want to throw in a wild card and just kind of see if you can win, you often go for this map. Or at least that's my thinking. I don't know if other people really see it that way, but yeah, there's like high ground all over here, so if you play on this map, you have like a 50% chance of having the high ground spawn. I think it's just kind of good etiquette that you don't force yourself to, because you could, right? If you would say like, if you check team 1 for you instead of team 2, then you would always spawn up here, but I think it's just kind of good etiquette that we don't do this. Either that or maybe people just don't know, I don't know. Did the base runner use its healing ability? No, I don't know. I saw the healing things there, but it's been retired. That's interesting. Point is, he did get lucky. He has the high ground spawn here, so he's going to be happy about that. That gives him a distinct advantage in this game. And now I gotta say, if you watch like my perspective here, I'm joking with my roommate, you know, not even really paying attention. So that gives you some context for like how worried I was in this match. But that is going to come back to bite me, as you'll see pretty soon. But yeah, here we are in the middle. And the sand skimmer automatically targets the production cruiser for a second, takes a couple of shots, and it's already 2 out here before I've even started producing my second. So this is a very, very bad early game engagement here. I can maybe use base runner heal to save this. You can see I'm going to try to do that. It's close, it's close. This one's not taking any damage because of the heal, but this one actually got into the healing effect when this one didn't. Oh, but now they're back in. That's very close, but it looks like he's going to get the first kill thanks to this high ground right here. Now it's again a 3-on-2. Soon to be a 3-on-1, it seems. 3-on-2 anyway, as he is... I'm going to produce another one now. It's a 4-on-2. It does look like I'm going to get one of these sand skimmers here, but I'm definitely feeling behind already. It's a 3-on-2 still, so we've been training about 1 for 1, but he's continually had one more than me. This is what we call a meat grinder. You know, I can't stay here, so I'm going to retreat back to my carrier, try to get the salvager back into safety. And I've researched Power Reserve 1, which is going to allow me to put power into the range as well, which is very good. Although I haven't allocated it just yet, as you can see. Which I feel bad about because I'm always mocking other people for doing this, but whatever. Assault Chip Tech is the tech of choice for me, because of course I need to have Assault Chips to block this off, really. I feel Assault Chips are used when you can like just storm into the opponent's base easily, because you've just completely thrashed them with the Sand Skimmer War. Or if they're completely thrashing you, you know, that's like the defensive unit and the really offensive unit, but it doesn't often get used that way. This guy's surviving with a very narrow margin of health. These Sand Skimmers finding essentially they can't push in here, they can't push into this area, but they are able to do damage to the Sand Skimmers themselves, which is why you go for Power Reserve 1. Very important to do that when you're on the back foot like this. Although one guy actually going to get sniped right here, but he may lose sand... No, because the carrier doesn't focus fire very well, so one of those sand skimmers could have gone down perhaps, but it did not. But he's going to start backing away now. Now his tech is coming out about the same time as mine actually, and that's going to be railguns. Makes a lot of sense right here, because if I'm going to have assault ships pretty soon, and he hasn't completely like washed out all of my sand skimmers and stuff, right? Like, if I had no sand skimmers and my production cruiser was at like half health or whatever, like assault ships are a beautiful choice right here. But in his case, it makes a lot of sense to go for railguns, especially because he probably predicts I'm going to be using, what's it called, assault ships to try to get myself back into this. And heavy railguns would be a very good counter to that, and he's already got one out on the field right now. No base runner for him since he retired that, and that's a little unfortunate. He could be picking up artifacts this whole time. But this railgun's going to start shooting, and immediately I'm going to know, oh dang it, I'm going to have to be a bit more careful here. I can't just have these armored units run out there. And in fact, they get a sand skimmer. You, sir. You're a good one. Excellent targeting guy. I don't know what you call him in that railgun right there. But make no mistake, Begil is definitely ahead here if he can just kind of expand while he's ahead, or make even more damage out of this attack right here. Like, if he gets refinery mode before me, he's already making another production cruiser. He could be on 3 base in the blink of an eye. So, he's got a lot of options. Sand Skimmer rating coming down now for Begil. And I'm now producing a production cruiser as well. I would like to see refinery mode instead, honestly, because I feel like this is not going to do too much. This push will eventually be held off, right? But Refinery mode would be very valuable, and you'd definitely be having it before me. It'd give you a distinct edge in this game, you know, having 2 production cruisers out already, refinery mode already, you're basically like, you're golden, you know. Once again, those railguns doing a good job shooting down these sandskimmers, so they're having to push back. It's also important, you know, like the armor break ability makes it so that this sandskimmer, after he gets hit, will have no armor. So, I mean, if he's in the fight, he'll die, like, instantly, so. Now targeting down this production cruiser, he's got a little bit of a window on it. It's difficult to stay in cover on this dune, you know. But heavy railguns are just so expensive, he hasn't really been able to get too many. Refinery mode is coming out, excellent. That's definitely what he needed right there. Second production cruiser is coming out for me. I should be able to hold this push off now. Sandskimmers are starting to push out over here, but he has gotten a sandskimmer rating. You know, I'll admit, it is doing good for him right here. No armor upgrades though, so once push comes to shove, my sandskimmers are definitely going to be above his, but that allows him to run away, get into good positioning, I suppose. Oh, this guy's frozen his fight. No, no. How could I let this happen? One sandskimmer gets dinked there by the railguns. 2, actually. Man, these guys, they're too good. Especially like with the light attack vehicles in general, you know, like if you get all of the armor upgrades for, oh look, he's actually taking this fight again despite having no armor upgrades, probably because of the hits by those railguns. But yeah, since 2 armor upgrades gives them 4 armor and Sunder takes out 4 armor every time it hits a target, that's Sunder right there. You know, 1 railgun like accidentally getting a shot off on like a sandskimmer, that's huge, you know what I mean? So assault ship's starting to push off the map now. But they're not really going to be able to push too far. There are still railguns out there. I really don't want this base runner to score, but I think it's going to happen. I don't see any way that I could stop this. These sandskimmers here are definitely a bit out of position, though, if they were to push any further, that is, because there is an assault ship here. But yeah, I don't know, what do you call this, a 2 PC rush? I mean, it's been like 7 minutes already, but this is probably not going to get too far, but at least I can try to put some pressure on while refinery mode is getting teched up too. This fight's not going to go my way because he has high ground, although he's kind of giving it up there. His carrier is in the hood though, going to be able to push these sandskimmers off, but I think I got 1 sandskimmer. That might have been mine getting killed though. There's a second actually. As I move up to high ground here, it's definitely going to be a bad fight for him, so he doesn't want to push in there. Got a base runner trying to extract an artifact right over here. So he's actually just pushing him to the carrier here, and I gotta say that makes sense, doesn't it? Because I don't have railgun fabrication, and so I haven't really got anything that can kill off his carrier. It could potentially just kind of push right into me, especially because his power is higher than mine, you can see. And he's getting powers of 3 now, so with an artifact extraction as well. So he's got quite a lot of power. He's got quite a lot of power to deal with right here. Actually, the sandskimmers find a pretty good angle on this production cruiser, but that'll get taken down eventually. Refinery mode is done for me, so I'm on 2 bases. He is as well. Base runner still survives, but I'm able to get in here to these railguns because the sandskimmers are not at home. There's only 2 railguns though. I'm not sure. I thought actually playing this game that there was a much bigger presence of them on the map, but no, there's only really 2. Sandskimmer's still going after the production cruiser, which I think is a little funny because they're never going to get it. The 2 railguns did get cleaned up. Oh, you lived, Briando! I can't leave these guys with such little health, can I? This is despicable. Come on, Bozocow, you know better than this. Anyway, his carrier push has ended. It seems he doesn't really want to go in there. I'd love to see him put his carrier down here, of course. Just get on the 3 base, right? But it's not the choice, as it seems. There are now 3 production cruisers out for me, so my income is going to be higher, my production is going to be higher. Seems like he's just kind of fallen behind. He's going for missile ship fabrication, which is a very good read, because my first interceptor is finishing just now. He'll be ready for them. They're getting launched immediately, as you can see. And I think he saw that. Just going to get some damage down on the space runner. he producing one of these missile ships now? I can't quite tell. I don't think so. Yeah, interceptors proving to be very bad against moving targets. In fact, you can dodge the interceptor shot if you're MLG pro enough. But it's a little tricky. But this is quite a powered up carrier that Begil has got right here. I don't think I realized just how powered it was in the game. You can see the power disparity right there, of course. So I'm getting power reserve 3 now. But he's already gotten that and 4. Another production cruiser finishing for him. He'll get on 3 base, which is good for him. 2 missile ships also being produced. That'll help deal with the interceptors. But I can see that he's doing more damage to me than I am to him. I wasn't expecting his carry to be this powered, so. Oh wow, yeah, see, I thought I was gonna do a lot of damage putting 3 power into weapons. He's putting 4 in, so this is definitely not where I want to be. I do have interceptors to deal some extra damage, but eventually those missile ships will get here, and that won't be an option anymore. So really it's time to run like yesterday. I should really be getting out of here now. Yeah, so there I am powering up the movement there. I'm getting railgun fabrication. It's already almost finished, but it's a good thing. If I hadn't gone for this, this definitely would not have turned out well. If you see your opponent pushing with this carrier, you need something that can deal with it. Actually, pretty good barrages there. You're gonna take out 1 sand skimmer. Pretty good when it takes out 1 sand skimmer. It's difficult to land those barrages. You know what I mean? These assault ships chipping in their damage, they're not really doing anything. Mostly I'm wanting to use these as damage sponges, but he's not falling for it. Starting to get a bit worried now about my carrier. I am cleaning up these missile ships, which is quite nice. And now I'm going to go in and try to raid the eco. There's nothing there to stop it, and I'm producing heavy railguns. That should be good. But my carrier is very low here. This is going to be close. Oh man, 10% health on that carrier now. This railgun almost got a shot off, but didn't quite. Am I even going to get away? I mean, I know the answer myself, but still, it looks unlikely, doesn't it? But it's starting to outrange this carrier, so it's getting out of there. Putting power into range should be good for him now, but he's putting it all into healing and self-repairs. Healing and self-repair, that's the same thing. Actually, missile ship's doing good work against these interceptors, but you can tell it's too late for him. I mean, did he overextend? Not really. It was a good try. Pretty much as close as you could have gotten, but he's just barely not going to make it out of there. I feel like a couple more seconds and he would have been over there. Oh, this is a really cinematic shot right here. Dang, check that out. Just a couple more steps and he would have been outside of the range of those railguns. That was really close, but did not quite work for him. And actually, off the back of this, I had taken out a lot of his production too, so. Or his eco, that is. But that was a good move, you know what I mean? Like, definitely it was the right choice to go for that carrier push, because it almost worked, you know, and if it had, that would have been game right there. I mean, you saw I was down to like 10% health, so. Well done by Begil, really, that was fun. And a good way to mix up strategies, too. He hadn't done that kind of thing before, so. That was nicely done. If you look at this from an economic perspective, you can see I was very close to him as far as like how much was collected and spent, so. Even though I thought he could have done better on his economic front, he was okay. But getting 3 base, that would have been really good, like a lot earlier on. And I think he could have actually had a better chance of winning that one. The next map in this series is going to be on Kalash Teeth. This was my pick. I really don't like this map against Coalition, but I love it against Galzian. It's a lot of fun. Against Coalition, it's like it's so small. Like AAV rushes are insane, and then like assault cruiser pushes can just like murder you, but it's a lot of fun against another Galzian opponent, so. I really do love this map. It's very easy to rush too, like the rush times are very, very low, as you can see. Pretty standard opening from me. Get Begil over here. Not yet into Sandskim Fabrications. This is later than last game. Looks like he doesn't want to try that same thing. Could be because he doesn't have like that high ground spawn like you do on Galzian territories. Maybe he just wants to do something different. I don't know. But Look at these things twitching. They twitch even more the further away you are. Anyway, I'm getting moving out on the middle of the field already. He's now getting Sandscammer Fabrication, but it's quite a lot later. So he's gonna see all this with his scanner. That's a good position for that one. I'm gonna show him that I am on the way. But he's gonna want to have an answer to this pretty quickly. Sandscammer Fabrication finishing in about 3 seconds, but he's already 3 Sandscammers behind. Really, I'm getting baited by this scanner. I should really just push out. But yeah. Look at that epic scanner placement. This is something that I saw from a replay that Empty Soul played. Although I guess it should be further down here so that it can't be shot at from there, but that's alright. I'm being awfully passive. There we go. I'm starting to move in now. It would have been better for me if I'd moved in a little bit earlier, but that's alright. Come on, guys, just go in there. I don't know. I can only blame myself for this. But he still has not beginning to make any units here. So he's going into assault ships early. Not sure what I think about this. And he hasn't gotten Power Reserve 1 either, so I should really be less afraid of this carrier. I could move in, get some salvager kills probably. Good use of range power right there instead of damage. I like that a lot. I see this extraction here. Maybe I could stop that. Yeah, they're going to go over and try to stop that one. My base runner over here is going to go to the extraction zone. And I'm going for railgun fabrication because I feel like, you know, I can't just roll over my opponent right now, but maybe I can soon. And that is going to prove to be a very good choice here because he's already going for assault ships. Not sure if I'm going to stop this. Yeah, I think this extraction is going to go through. Actually, I was a little late to respond in this one. You know, the AI always does this. I hate that. Like, they always just park their base runner right there and then move it off to this part of the map. So there's no way to stop the extraction. If you're actually going to, like, do early aggression against them, which I always do, because then the AI just kind of gives up. So he's going to extract, but his base runner will go down. He's going to enjoy a lot of time without any pressure, though, because he knows these Sandscammers are here, not here. So railgun fabrication is finished for me now. Am I going to begin producing? Not yet, it seems. Oh yeah, I was fleet capped, wasn't? No, not quite. Okay, I am making an assault railgun, though. And another artifact that's going to be scored by me, almost certainly. He's on the defense, there's no way he's going to stop that. He could maybe consider moving like one assault ship over here, but it seems a little risky. Plus I would see it on its way based on the scanner right here. Okay, but there's the assault railgun. Now it's very important that this unit doesn't go down. If the assault railgun goes down like right here, I could really lose this game, honestly. Like it's always kind of a bit of on a knife edge when you're going for this kind of aggression here. Because then the assault ships would jump on top of the production cruiser and I would just like, I wouldn't be able to produce any new units, you know what I mean? Sandscammers were considering going over there, but I feel like it would drive a wedge in my force, so I bring them back over. So now I've got one assault railgun, one heavy railgun. I'm going to try to push in over on this flank because I saw he was there based on my scanner positioning here. Assault railgun already taking a bit of damage, that's not good, but it is going to get out of there. These two being awfully passive, they could push in and try to do some damage to the main of mine. But with this much carrier power, it would be a little bit difficult. Another production cruiser coming out for me now. And you can see how throwing just one heavy railgun into the mix gives me so much more ability. He can't really run away from me so easily. And my scanners give me total vision of this side of his map. I also get to know if he's got another base running or not. These assault ships are moving in now, that's good. That's some good counterattacking that he really needs right here. But already this production cruiser is starting to get hit up by one of these heavy railguns. I hear shooting. So these salvagers did get caught out of position right there, and I'm going to move them back. This production cruiser is very low. Honestly, I really should have just run in there and tried to kill it, but that's alright. I can also go for salvagers from this position. I can get more heavy railguns. I've been held off my second, but these assault ships did not push any further in. You know, I've noticed this actually. Unless the carrier has armor on it, like, Sunder doesn't seem to affect it. I'm not sure if that's just a UI problem or if that's actually happening in the game, but I've noticed that before. Anyway, you can see I'm going after this production cruiser right here. Because, you know, I know I can get this thing. These assault ships have found their way into the main and they're doing good damage. Those AoE cannons, man, they're really deadly against salvagers. You can see the Exodus moving out here, but they're not going to get it all because this carrier did, you know, a kind of decent block. I'm not the best of those, but it's okay. And there's also another railgun coming out. Production cruiser goes down on Begil's side. There's really action on both sides of the map here, but this one's going to get cleaned up. How many rails are we dealing with now? 3 it looks like, right? Because there's another one coming in from the other side. Still not enough to take out a carrier, but Begil has really been wiped here. And so I can just start producing and producing and producing. Nothing's going to stop me here. And his carrier with this much power is still slower than these railguns, and so I can kite him all day if I need to. Really, he's got no choice but to try to rebuild from this position, but it's going to be difficult. Oh, excuse me. Siege cruisers. Wow, he teched a siege. Yeah, I didn't catch that. And he's going to make one instead of a production cruiser. That's pretty funny. I kind of like that, though, because, I mean, if he goes for a production cruiser right now, he has no military production until it finishes. This is not going to solve that problem, but it does give him military presence already, you know, like immediately. But and siege cruisers are always kind of like the Hail Mary unit, you know what I mean? Like, if you absolutely need to, like, get saved somehow, you know, you go for siege cruisers, because sometimes they'll pull it off for you. These assault railguns really can't do anything in this position, so I think moving them here is kind of smart. It just, it checks to see if there are backstabs, if there's an artifact trying to extract, stuff like that. So, you know, I can't really be snuck up on by anything. Refinery mode is finishing pretty soon for me, and then I'll have 2 bases. This carrier's beginning to move in, but it's going to get shot up by railguns the longer it's here, but there is a siege cruiser now. And you can see he's automatically targeted over there, like he knew that's what he wants. And it's got the range on them. One good barrage. Here's the barrage. It's coming down. I see it. I'm backing away. But the barrage is not going to be great. Gets some good hits on the railguns, but doesn't kill any of them. And this carrier now taking a lot of damage. Looks like one heavy railgun going to be a bit out of position. I would have thought it was going to go down there, but the siege cruiser is not targeting it is the big problem. Still set to target these ones on the back. Oh, excuse me. I am tired, it seems. Anyway, production crews are about to finish for Begil right here. But his carrier is turned around. That's not good. So once these railguns catch sight of it, they could just shoot it down. Barrage is going to be ready in just a couple seconds. You can see I'm targeting the siege cruiser and doing good damage to it. No, I'm targeting the salvager now. That's what's really important, you know. Oh, and the railgun's moving right through this barrage. Oh dear. But I'm very, very lucky right there. I'll admit that much. I don't take any losses actually from the barrage. This guy was not tasked to move, so he is going to die. But the siege cruiser is going to go down here. And with that, there's nothing to save this carrier. It's really just, it has to fall right now. The assault railgun's coming in even for a backstab on this production cruiser and the base. There's just nothing for it. So that is going to be a game, and Begil will be eliminated in the semifinals. Not a bad placing for him. But yeah, I will move on to face almost certainly Descara, but technically it could be Shrike, and they're going to play their match now. So we'll move on and cover that immediately. Why not?